And good morning. Welcome to Chris's Real Talk. You're watching Chris on Chris's Real Talk. There's a lot happening today. I haven't done a video for a while. I've not been feeling very up to it, to be fair. I've been dragged down. I hope you've been enjoying the content that I have done previously, and hope you're sharing these videos to help bring awareness to what's happening to myself so other people can go and help themselves. So there's a lot happening today on Friday the 13th. I know it's a bit of a grim day. Let me try and move this table down one sec. That's better. I feel a bit more comfortable. So there's a lot happening today, and I just want to say first things first is it's starting to happen. After over 2 weeks of being here, I had my last bit of treatment for this cycle yesterday, called it intrathecal, which is the lumbar punch. It's an injection that goes into the lower back, into the spine, drain off some spinal fluid. It's not the most comfortable thing in the world. Yesterday's was actually quite comfortable though, because the guy that done it was very good. But they have to inject chemo into my spinal cord to protect my brain, and that is called methotrexate. And for as long as I've been here, I've had no signs of hair loss. And this morning, my pillow's covered in hair, and my hair is falling out. I feel like a molting dog, so I'm going to take it all off. So I'm going to look like a grate. I'm hoping the beard doesn't fall out. I really am. I want to try and keep this as long as I can, so it can just be like before. It's like the second I was diagnosed up until when I'm cured, I want to grow it. But I don't see that happening. If it starts to fall out, patchy, then I will shave it off. It will happen. I'll become the human grape with ears. But there is a lot happening, so that's what's happening at the moment. I'm marked off on the nurses board as potentially leaving here today, coming towards the end of the first cycle. We're still within the first cycle. I should have at least 10 days, possibly 2 weeks of not being here for my body to recover the neutrophils, because I am neutropenic, which means I have no immune system. So when I leave here, it will either be going home. Hopefully my missus and my kids ain't ill, because if they are ill, I'm going to have to go to my mum and dad's house, which isn't a problem. I just really want to see my kids. So it's good with the bad. They're both good outcomes really, but I want to see my kids. So there's that. So I'll be leaving here, and the recovery period of my immune system is still part of the first cycle. And once I get to a certain count in my blood, because I'm going to have to keep coming here a couple of times a week for blood tests. The second I get to a certain level, they're going to pull me back and start cycle 2, which is exactly the same as the first cycle, minus me staying here. I'll be at home, hopefully, and having to travel in as an outpatient, and I will only be staying here as an inpatient towards the end of a cycle, where I have to be connected to Mr. Drippy, or a drip pole of some kind, for at least 4 to 5 days for the methotrexate again, and be hooked up to hydration again. That's just the way the cycle works. And then I'll have to have another back injection again. And then obviously it's a case of wait till those levels get safe before they can release me for another 10 days, and then cycle 3 starts. So that's how that's all gonna work. And it is breaking me. It is. I've lost, let me think, about 9.5 to 10 pounds respectively since before coming in here to today, at least 9.5 to 10 pounds. And I have been eating. It's just the effect of the chemo. I do apologise for anyone who's sending comments. I can't see them at the moment. I will try and get around to them by holding my finger on the screen. I'm still having a problem with that. Another effect of the chemo, which only started to hit me about 2 days ago, maybe 3, was the mouth sores. And it's very difficult because your gums do become very, very sore. You've probably heard about this, like mouth ulcers. mean, I came here with a super soft toothbrush, and I don't do super soft toothbrushes. I'm one of those guys that like the firm brush to brush your teeth, get in there, get that fresh feeling. But I can appreciate a soft toothbrush now, because even though as super soft as that toothbrush is, when I brush, it is like sandpaper going over my gums. It is so painful. I'm beginning to get ulcers under my tongue, and that's super painful as well. And just to let anyone know, the best way to deal with pain on your gums at the moment that I'm aware of, if you know, forget Bonjela, is get soluble paracetamol, 2 of them, or whatever you're allowed to within reason, let them dissolve and swirl it around your mouth, gargle with it, then swallow it. It works, believe me. Bearing in mind, I can say that because I'm taking codeine as well, because of the headache that the whole process is giving me. But that's prescribed, isn't it? So there's that. So yeah, so hopefully I'm going to be leaving here today, so I'm going to have to do a lot of packing. I'll pack up the Xbox, pack up the clothes, pack up my goodies that I've got on this windowsill right here, which I haven't eaten because of the loss of appetite. I just want to say, and look, massive thank you to each and every single one of you that have supported me, that have been with me, and that are going to be with me on this journey. I've said it before, it's not going to be pretty. You're going to see the good, the bad, and the ugly of this, and I do believe that people need to see firsthand what it actually does, what chemotherapy actually does to people. I've tried to be upbeat. Obviously, I've not done a video for quite a while on here, because it has dragged me down to the point where I just burst into tears half the time. It's just, you just can't, you almost feel like you understand why people want to give up. You get into that mindset, but I've tried to keep it as positive as I can, not just for my benefit, because it has helped me a lot, and you guys have helped me with keeping that positivity, but for other people's benefit as well, you know, because I do believe it works, and I'm a firm believer in that. But I just don't believe that people see accuracy in regards to chemo and cancer. A lot of people see cancer of any kind and associate cancer with a bald head, or cancer with chemo, or this, that, and the other. There's many different kinds of cancer. There really are. And there are many different types of chemo. It's not just like a bag of chemo, slap it onto that person's arm. No, each type of chemo is realistically tailor-made specifically for that person, based on what's in that person's system. And each person can react to it differently. Sometimes you feel sick. Some people may not feel sick. Some people get hair loss really on. And like myself, hair loss literally on the last damn day of being in hospital for the first cycle. But it is what it is, and I believe that it's accurate, and it's right that I should share that experience with people, because at the end of the day, I'm still a man, I'm still a family man, I'm still a dad. You know, I'm still someone who wants to go back to work. I still have that energy. I want to get out and do things. You see, I'm still someone who wants to live his life, who's just at the moment finding it very difficult to impossible to do that because of the situation that I'm in. I'm a person at the end of the day, not just someone with a life-threatening disease. And let's make no mistake, I've got a very good chance of pulling through all of this. There's a good 95% chance of success with what I have. It's a good chance I'll make it. I'm holding on to that. That for me, that's perfect. But make no mistake, it is still life-threatening. That 5% is there. You see, and it's a very big reality, knowing that I can't just take life for granted. I can't just take chemo for granted. I can't just assume it's going to work every single time, because that small percentage is there that maybe the cancer will mutate. Maybe they'll have to change my chemo based on that mutation. Maybe my body will not react as well as it should do on round 2. So there's all these different contributing factors that I have to be very aware of and be very realistic about it. So I can't be blasé about the fact that, you know, there's a 95% chance. It's real, you know, and it does scare me. And I have come to terms with that. And it's very difficult for other people in my family to come to terms with, you know, because I'm a son, I'm a brother, you know, I'm a father, I'm a fiance, or fiance, whatever I am. There are many different things to many different people. I'm a friend, you know, and it's a lot harder, I think, for other people to come to terms with than it is for me, because I've had a lot of time to sit and process that. And I'm aware of the reality of the situation. You know, we all become, I think, as patients, become very aware of our own mortality. You know, it's very, very delicate. And you learn to appreciate how delicate and fragile life is, and how short it is as well. You know, I mean, I'm only 35, and I can appreciate all of my life that I've had, and appreciate everything that I have left to give. But what you need to understand is, on this ward where I am specifically, is there are patients younger than me. There's a 21-year-old, I believe, on this ward. I've not seen this person. And I believe recently a 16-year-old's in here as well. And again, that's the only information I can divulge, because I don't know anything about them, nor would I tell you anyway, because of their own confidentiality. But it can happen to absolutely anyone. And it took a while for me to come to terms and to grips with the reality of me having cancer. So I can only but imagine how difficult it is for someone much younger than me to have to process that sort of information. And it's difficult, it really is. And, you know, one of the best ways to come to terms with that is through charities and organisations like Macmillan. So all I'm going to ask, that if you are going to donate to charity just once this month, please make it to Macmillan, because they are absolutely fantastic people. They give support to not just the people that suffer with cancer, but the friends and family of those who suffer with this crippling killer disease, basically. And they give absolutely amazing help, advice and support, and financial advice and support to those who need it as well. And they're just absolutely amazing people. They are there all the time. And I want to make sure that they are there all the time for people who need it. So, you know, if you're going to give to Macmillan. I'm going to say again, I am aware that Double Decker Anton set up a GoFundMe for myself, and that was in conjunction with another YouTuber called Average Steve. And I'm aware that a lot of people have donated to that, and it still brings a lump to my throat just thinking about their level of kindness that people have had just in support of myself and my family. I don't know what is in there. Honestly, I have no idea. You know, I'm pretty sure someone's going to tell me at some point through Facebook or on here. But it is just such a magical feeling knowing that people are being that kind. You know, you really don't have to, and no one appreciates that more than myself. You know, it's heart-wrenching. It really is. So yeah, this is my update. This is my last update in hospital for this cycle. I will be back as an inpatient again when I start the methotrexate again, when I become an inpatient again. And I am going to keep doing videos in the meantime when I'm at home. Hopefully I won't have to keep doing videos like this, and I get some extra mojo back, which means I can start doing other videos. I was going to do a video in here yesterday on Brexit. Believe it or not, it was going to be a pre-recorded, edited one as well. So I don't know, maybe I'll do that. I'll put the screenshots of the people that I want to put in there. Mug shots, more like. But yeah, so that's what's happening at the moment. And I just want everyone to have an absolutely wonderful and fantastic Friday the 13th. Keep it real, everyone.